I think Xander should win Player of the Year, and I think Scottie Scheffler should win. He should have the FedEx Cup handed to him.
I would agree with that.
Welcome back to the Loggerhead Golf Podcast, episode 63.
What you think about Scottie now?
Hey, he got a gold medal.
Yeah.
Is that the 5th major?
No, God, we'll get into that more, but unbelievable. I mean, as an American, that's what we wanted. We wanted our guy on top. It was looking like it was Xander. Xander shot a final round 73, faltered there. But Scottie Scheffler, I mean, I didn't actually get to watch the golf live, but I remember looking at my phone. I was on my 10th hole. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wonder what's going on in the Olympics. And I sat there, I was like, how is Scottie Scheffler in the lead? And it said he was on 17 or 16, and he was at -8 for the day. And I was like, dear Lord.
So I feel like he wasn't even a part of the conversation the entire week.
He played really good in round 3.
Yeah.
I mean, he was only 4 back going into the final round. I mean, which obviously there's not enough history to know what's going to happen during an Olympic golf tournament, but I did not see Scottie Scheffler outracing Jon Rahm and Xander Schauffele with how they were playing.
And Tommy Fleetwood, too.
Huh?
And Tommy Fleetwood,
I mean,
too.
Tommy Fleetwood and Hideki hung around all 3 rounds, the first 3 rounds.
Jon Rahm missed a couple of short putts, though.
He had a bad break on the back. I mean, Jon Rahm was leading going into the back 9. And one guy shot 29, or, well, not 29, but one guy did, Victor Perez. But Scottie Scheffler lit it up on the back 9, and Jon Rahm shot 39 on the back 9. So,
ouch.
You don't know what to do right now. You were just
Out of space.
It was awesome. I mean, the coolest thing about it is when I went back and watched the highlights is the podium afterwards. I mean, to see Hideki representing Japan, Tommy Fleetwood, Great Britain, and then Scottie. I mean, when the national anthem was playing, Scottie Scheffler broke down.
Yeah.
I mean, so it shows how much this event means to them. I know there's still a lot of question marks about what is Olympic golf going to look like, what it should look like.
What does it mean?
It means more to some people, though, because if Tom Kim would have podiumed, he would have been exempt from military duty.
Yeah.
Mandatory. That being said, he's 23. So it's like he has 1 more Olympics, 2 more Asian Games that...
Yeah, but by that time, he'll probably get called into...
Sung Young No waited till he was like 30. Now, have we ever seen him since?
No.
Like, that's a crappy thing about it is it's really hard to come back and play good golf after your service. But,
right.
I mean, that's part of what makes representing your flag so special.
Right.
I mean, it's great. But you're right. Tom Kim was never close. Like, I know he finished...
He's 3 shots out.
I know he finished 3, but he doubled 18. So it's like 4 shots out, I think. Either way, semantics.
He wasn't on the podium.
No,
he was not.
No. And I get it. I mean, imagine being a 23-year-old in his shoes. PGA Tour is trying to make him one of the stars, and he's played really good. He's won multiple times now at his age. You have to feel like, this opportunity doesn't come but once every 4 years. But,
right.
I mean, there could be next kid that beats him out for the next Olympic spot.
Right. Yeah, you're not even guaranteed a chance to compete for it.
Because you got to remember, Sung J M and why am I blanking on his name? Putted with the broomstick. They won the Asian Games, a team event, in gold. Both got gold, so they're exempt from their military service. Why am I blanking on it? He's won multiple events on tour. He's where he wore. Oh my gosh, it's going to come back to me at random.
I can't remember the names,
but that being said, I mean, I think all in all, I think it was a great event. Very happy for Scottie. Very happy for Tommy Fleetwood.
I say it ended up being, honestly, it's a great tournament. It came down to a shootout at the end.
It was a
packed leaderboard. I mean, you couldn't really ask for more out of, I think, Olympic golf for it to represent itself.
But it's a question. Why why did the U.S. play so bad on that golf course in the Ryder Cup?
Wasn't playing for themselves.
True. Did you guys see Rory's comments? Rory, essentially they asked Rory what he thought about the event, and Rory goes, essentially the comment was, I'm not quoting it exact, but he goes with how much of a shit spot the game of golf is in right now. With all we're worried about in the world is money, probably the two best tournaments in the world, we're not playing for a single dime.
Right.
And he's talking about the Olympics and the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably not wrong.
I mean, Scottie Scheffler didn't cry when he won Augusta. He was bawling on the podium. Now, obviously, different levels, to it, but...
His first Augusta win, I think he was crying.
Oh, 100%.
Second one, once you've been there and
Stone
done that.
cold, maybe.
Yeah. You act like you've been there before.
Yeah,
but,
right.
No, it was... I agree with kind of with the point that Rory's trying to make. I do think the Ryder Cup is the best tournament in golf, like as far as like when it comes to like representing, not the best tournament for American golf. The task force is stupid. It hasn't worked for the U.S., but that being said, Rory, like, didn't you lead the whole charge of creating these elevated events for more money and things like that? So like, stop trying to backpedal now. But
I think it's more of like the camaraderie and the excitement that they bring, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now great tournament, great podium. Do we think 72 hole stroke play is it?
I think
after kind of going back and watching kind of the highlights and
I would
seeing
say,
what's transpired over the
again,
weekend.
for an individual medal, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think that should be the only golf event though.
Yeah.
I think
a team.
I think there should be a 2-man or 2-person team, a 4-ball championship.
Or maybe like a mixed.
That would be cool too.
We got the women's coming up this week.
That would actually be really cool too.
We got the women's coming up this week.
Yeah.
Nelly quarterback.
And then in that, we could have, depending on how many teams you did, there were 60 players in the field for the men? So
there's 60 in each.
Right. So if you figure you got 60 golfers, you'd have 30 teams.
But the thing is, not the same amount of countries is being represented.
I understand that.
One.
That's what I say. So you may not have even 30 teams.
Like I feel like there needs to be.
You could do a 16-team match play bracket pretty easily.
I get that they went off of world rankings,
right?
Which is obviously a qualification process within itself. I feel like there needs to be almost be like a trials if there's like a team event or something to where like there's like a
qualifier.
Yeah, there's like an 18-hole qualifier for certain teams to get in to represent their countries. I think something like that would be cool. That would again build more excitement because we have 4 years to figure it out.
You're right.
So
in reality of it is, it doesn't have to be, Scottie Scheffler doesn't have to be paired up with, they don't have to be the team.
Yeah.
Right? It could be any other golfers.
No, for sure. I think I would probably like to see it be match play. Even if it was an individual event, I think it's easy to seed out a match play tournament for the Olympics. Think about how long other sports are drawn out over the course. Like I feel like everything happened in 5 days for golf, and it was just like. But now it's over. Well, you got the women's championship. I know, but once you got the ball in the air, like every day was the same. It was kind of. I know we see it every week.
I think from a spectator standpoint, the reason why they probably didn't want to do that is by the time you get down to your medal matches, you don't have 4 players on the golf course.
The reason why they don't want to do it is as much as the Olympics is amazing and it signifies the best people in the world at the sports that they do or play. They don't want to see Scottie Scheffler get knocked out in the first round.
And that's what I was going to say as well, too, is they want to make sure they guarantee these big-name players they have in the field
NBC is
are
still
be there
making money.
For 4 days.
NBC is still making money off of the Olympics.
Yeah.
So, which it couldn't have shaped up better for the TV coverage, but according to what I was reading, the TV coverage was abysmal.
I didn't have to worry about watching
But it's NBC. We should have known. So.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. Do I think it will go away from stroke play? Probably not.
Nah.
But I think if you're going to have 4 people for the U.S., but 2 people represent their country, maybe do some type of team thing.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
I think you should take 60 people and 2 people each from their country and have 30 countries.
I mean, they used to have the World Cup in golf, but I don't know if they even still do that.
I don't.
That's such a good tournament, by the way, in soccer.
Well,
World Cup's great. Great.
Totally different thing.
I know, but like it's all the different countries. That's the thing that you're like looking forward to.
See the stadiums that Saudi Arabia is building?
Yeah, it's stupid.
Unbelievable.
It's like
just for the World Cup. Like
World Cup's
ridiculous.
Here in 2026.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how cool is the final game going to be at MetLife? All right, we can talk about that.
All right, what's your favorite events from the Olympics?
It's still going on. Gymnastics will still be my number one.
This is going to be a controversial take, but the U.S. played Cuba in men's beach volleyball, and I watched that first match. Dude, Cuba, electric.
Yeah.
An electric team.
Yeah.
Dude's just like over here, like just getting the crowd going and everything. So
you are a volleyball player.
I know, but like the country that I'm like not rooting for, but like I like the way they play, Cuba.
No, I mean, there is a sense of nationalism, right? Like watching the Olympics, you want America to win, but like that's also the great thing about the Olympics is like it's to bring it to golf. Like it's not like Ryder Cup where we're just like we don't like Europe because that's who we're playing against this week. Like I root for other countries, and,
right? You
know, some of the athletes that are part of it. I mean, look, like who's the most electric guy on social media right now? The shooter from Turkey.
That guy's
right?
awesome.
Like just wearing just normal glasses, you know, hand in pocket.
He's 51.
Elite.
That's crazy.
Elite. The meme of guy who uses aim point and the guy who plays off field.
Right.
It's so good.
So kind of wrapping back around to the Olympic golf, where do we feel the Olympic golf gold medal ranks for Scottie Scheffler?
He's probably going to say number one.
He's going to say number one.
At the end of the day, how hard is it to win a gold medal? Like just the gold medal itself.
It's probably the hardest championship to win in golf because it only happens once every 4 years.
That's true.
Yeah.
That being said, was it one of the easiest fields in golf?
By far.
You know,
the easiest field.
You know, there's probably, what, 12 guys you had to beat in that tournament?
Yeah.
Realistically.
If you're using the Brooks Koepka model.
Right.
So. That being said, I mean, no one can truly say what it should mean to Scottie.
I was going to say, I mean, realistically, there's just not enough history yet.
Do I hold the gold medal above anything else? No. And
I don't think that's right, to be honest. Like, I know I don't hold it there, but I can't, and it probably should be held higher, but I can't just make it be held higher. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to earn that kind of respect, I guess. And I think that it will get there.
For Olympic golf. I think other existing sports.
Yeah.
I mean,
after we've got 10 or 12 or more of these things.
Like I knew, I looked forward to the skateboarding. Nigel Houston locked himself in his house for 2 days because he was so upset that he didn't win better than bronze.
I think the best analogy I can think of.
It shows how much that gold medal
for
means.
Olympic golf right now is you got to think, you know, the Open Championship. Right now, we're on the 3rd year of the Open Championship for Olympic golf, right? So, like, old Tom Morris or whoever it was back in 1843, you know, how important was that win to them then? We have no idea. But I'm sure they didn't realize how big the Open Championship was going to become 150 years later.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like what Noah Lyles said about, you can kind of tie this in. He's like, you call the NBA Finals the World Championship. It's not.
Right.
Realistically.
Yeah.
Does this change position for Player of the Year?
I'll defer this to Nicky.
I mean, I know where I stand on it.
I stand on my comments.
Oh, what was that?
Stand on business.
I stand on business. I don't know. I don't even remember what I said. No, I'm kidding.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I think Xander should win Player of the Year, and I think Scottie Scheffler should win. He should have the FedEx Cup handed to him.
I would agree with that. I think Player of the Year.
We're guaranteed 4 tournaments every single year. One guy won 2 of them. They're the largest 4 tournaments in the world. 2 out of 4. I mean, That speaks volumes.
The majors mean the most.
Yeah. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Right. There you go.
Yep.
That's
Shout
what we
out
learned
to our
from
boy
this
Broker.
weekend.
Yep. Shout out to our boy. No, but like because I feel like it's not fair to put the gold medal into that conversation in the judge because
it doesn't really fit in.
Scottie Scheffler's peers were not there.
Correct. It doesn't really fit in.
No.
It doesn't fit in amongst the others. It is important. It does mean something. We just don't know what that is yet. I feel
Yeah. It could change.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I think Xander's my player of the year. And then if we can just go ahead and skip the PGA Tour, FedEx Cup playoffs,
skip
whatever
it.
they're
Skip
calling
it. Like,
just go ahead and give it to Scottie.
give it
We're
to
done.
Scottie.
It's fine. Nobody cares now.
1,000%. Because like what's going to happen is there's going to be a guy that wins the Northern Trust or whatever, the FedEx St. Jude. And essentially what happens from there is he's going to shoot all the way up and somehow, some way he's going to have he's only going to be behind Scottie.
At the end of the day, Scottie's going to go to the Tour Championship with what, a 2-shot lead?
That 2-shot lead. Like that's ridiculous.
And he's won how many?
Let's actually equate the shots to how much the points are actually worth.
What they mean, yeah.
Because technically your finish in the tournament determines your points. So we
Correct.
actually do have a way
to kind of figure that out.
Yeah, to essentially do that formula and figure it out. Give the man his lead that his points deserve.
Just put him at 15 under instead of
I have
10.
a hot take.
And for these people, I'm not a Scottie hater. He's the best player in the world.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what I say.
He's the best player in the world, but not player of the year. Anyways, I have a hot
But
take.
they're different things.
Exactly.
They're not the same thing.
Tiger
That's
Woods was
whole
the best
point.
player in the world for 11 years.
Yeah.
Did he win player of the year?
Most of those years he did.
But did he win player of the year all 11 of them?
No, not always.
He didn't play golf for a full year and he stayed number one.
Oh, I know. But
My hot take is the FedEx Championship, they should reverse it.
reverse
The FedEx
it.
Yeah,
Cup.
so like.
So give the last guy the best
See how good you really are trying to track
worst
people down.
idea ever, Tyler.
That's what I said, hot take.
We have never
Let's just
said
skip
that.
the entire.
We
let's
have
skip the
never
entire
said.
PGA Tour season.
Guys,
then
we say this
and
about
go
Formula.
there.
We say this about Formula One all the time. That we should do a reverse grid and sprint race.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
for a sprint race,
Right.
not for the championship.
No, but like it wouldn't be an extreme to 2 shots or whatever. It'd be.
I mean,
Whatever.
we'd have K-Mag backing up the pack, man.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Put Logan Williams. Put Logan Sargent up there in first.
Nope. No, I know they just changed it 3 years ago, but
When you've got somebody who has won this many events and scored this many points in the FedEx Cup,
Wyndham Championships this week, right?
I
I believe so.
I'll be honest, it's got to be about that.
The
Yeah.
first or second week of August.
Yeah, so Wyndham Championship. So
That's
like
real.
it starts coming
So
up.
the playoff starts soon. It's a couple weeks.
All right, boys. Tell us about your fun weekend.
Have we got anything to share?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, we haven't gotten the official results yet. We know who won. Caleb and I played in our buddies tournament, which is a great memorial for his father, as well as just great group of guys, fun to compete. 2-round tournament, 18 holes, Stableford scoring system. Little quota controversy after the first round, but
It's not a good.
There's always a.
It's not a buddies tournament if there's not some controversy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean, you
so-
got to have somebody mad about something.
a lot of I know 4 people in the field played to traditional par for Stableford is 36 points.
Right.
Essentially, you get 2 points for a par, so 18 times 2 is 36. Well, we tried to, since we're technically playing off of not the USGA recommended point system for Stableford, we're doing 1 for bogey, 2 for par, 4 for birdie, 6 for eagle, instead of 1, 2, 3, 5.
Right.
We supposedly the committee would talked about before the tournament of, hey, we're going to make par 39. So whatever everyone's quota is, add 3 to it, right?
What? How does it?
That's so. Let's just say
Also, you got to remember too,
Yeah.
in that point structure, you're never losing any points.
You're never losing
So
any
traditional
points.
USGA points is
Right,
a
right,
double
right,
bogey is a -1 point.
double bogey is a -1, but like
and double bogeys are 0
so that's
here,
what we're
so you're
saying.
never
So
losing
anyways,
points.
off of my handicap, off the tees that we played, my traditional quota is 37, right? Then we were saying essentially since our par is going to be 39, you add 3. So like my quota was 40.
40, right.
So I played the entire first round. The 4 of us played all of ours, whatever our quotas were, to a certain number. And then whatever your plus and minus, that's your standing. Right. So I put up 45 points the first round. I played really well. So I was +5.
Right.
Okay. All the scoring gets done. We're sitting there. There's like 3 +12s on the board. I'm sitting here and I'm like, damn.
How did they score that many points?
I was like, damn. I mean, which that's what's beautiful about the point system is you make 4, 5, 6 birdies depending on what your quota is, man.
Yeah.
You're more than halfway there.
We're just padding your handicap before the tournament.
Not me.
No,
I did that.
someone.
I was going to say I did it.
I don't know.
Some people.
So, but anyways, +17 ended up winning it.
I thought it was 18.
Was it +8?
Yeah, +18.
Damn.
Where'd
You
you guys
+8,
finish?
+10.
I shot -5 the second
I
round.
finished 36 holes, yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys finish? Yes.
I made 6 birdies. I made 6 birdies when we played our practice round. I made 6 birdies in the first round. I made 1 birdie, and it was on my final hole yesterday. That's how golf went yesterday. And I will say, because I knew we were having to talk about it, for whatever reason, I just woke up and was like, I'm just going to play conservative golf. I was making the easiest pars in the entire world. And I sat there and I'm like, what am I doing?
It's all right. It can't be
Ain't
worse.
gonna help
And
you.
then
on
once
that
I
thing.
hammered the flagstick on hole 10 and it goes 30 yards down the hill, I sat there and I was just like,
Ain't my day.
nope, nope.
I was yesterday I got off to because I mean I had to make up a bunch of points and I realistically knew I couldn't win, but wanted to at least play a good round. And eagled the first par 5 number 2 made eagle, second par 5 number 4 made eagle. Total of about 8 feet of putts made for the 2 of them.
There's 12. There's 12 longest putts all week.
Right.
There's
100%.
there's 12 points right there.
Yeah. So it's like I was like, this might be a good round.
Oh,
Fell flat.
That's how I was.
I was coming down the hill. I was coming down in 18's pin location yesterday was like sneaky ridiculous.
Oh, I
So
knew it. It's not sneaky ridiculous. It is just ridiculous.
I mean, they moved the tee up on 18, so it was only playing like 345 yards. Now, that being said, you're hitting up the mountain. So, like, your ball's only going to fly 265 hitting driver, right? So, I hit driver up there, and I knew where the pin was, and I sat there, and I was like, I have a 60-yard wedge shot, like, almost falling on my back foot. I'm just hoping not to chunk it because I already done that once to yesterday. And I hit it deep of the green. So I'm chipping downhill and I'm like, I could easily chip this off the green. End up chipping to like 2 feet and making it. But anyways, I was walking down the hill to turn in my scorecard. Caleb's finishing up on 18. And I just see the ball go off his putter and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
And what's so funny is like I knew that putt was super fast, and I like even told myself I was like, just roll up. Yeah, but I couldn't do it.
This ball only had like good thing it's deep rough right there because it stopped it from going into the.
It stopped it from over 50 more yards down the fairway.
But it was one of those days. I mean, the first round on hole 7, Tyler. I used my putter 4 times. Technically, I only had 1 putt on that green.
Oh, so you put it off the green and then off
Twice.
Nice.
He putted it from pin high off the front of the green.
I
and then
wish
from the front of the green to the hole.
Which
back
we
to
should
the
have
front
got
of the green.
Chase since Chase was out of the hole at this moment. Chase should have been filming.
Yeah.
God, that would have been a good video for this.
It's all right. I was
we-
I was 6 over on the last 3 holes yesterday. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Daniel had a trunk slammer. Daniel put it that par 4 at Cape Fear number 5 after the dog leg right over the tree.
The
Puts
par
it-
3.
Puts it to like me to Caleb. He's like, I'm just gonna go finish this one up. Goes to tap it, gets to the hole, boom, falls off.
You don't do that at Cape Fear.
Nope.
Daniel just looks at me, grabs his stuff, goes and sits in the cart, doesn't say a word till the next tee box. He was so mad.
On this hole, I ended up hitting it. Probably my best shot all weekend is I punched like a 9-iron through the trees, banked it off the hill onto the green. I had a 15-foot birdie putt
On what hole?
on 7. I was under
I was
under the trees, and I hit it right of a cart path and made it go down a hill to get onto the green. That's why I love this golf course. And
Mountain golf, dude.
we ended up, I had like 15 feet for birdie, and I had 0 chance of it stopping on the green. So I hit it down, right? Putted it right next to the hole, came right back to my feet.
Tried it again,
came right back to my feet. So then I just threw my 5th shot, right? My 4th putt up behind the hole, and it rolled backwards.
No, it was
to
your
the hole.
3rd.
It was my 3rd.
Yeah.
Because I got the green
crazy.
too.
You
Math.
miscount.
So either way, I still used my putter 4 times.
So you had to play it above the hole.
No,
3
you
times.
had to use it 3 times.
Damn, I made 5.
You can't count.
No. Also, too, we had to hit 7 iron off a tee box on a par 4. It was
Yeah.
very weird.
It's a
Interesting.
weird feeling. I hit maybe one of the best shots I've ever hit in my life. The chip shot on 14 in a practice round.
That was actually, so what we found out is when we play against team games, so it's Caleb and my brother Sebastian against me and Chase, and we played our $2 press game on our practice round. There was a crap ton of birdies made.
Yes.
Checks out.
I said we probably had 15, 16 birdies within the group.
Probably close to it, yeah.
Yeah. Caleb on 14, short par 3. It's only like literally we were hitting sand wedges from 125 yards. Fun. I thought I made a hole in one, but it was looking, let's just say they were down bad at this point.
Down bad.
They were down bad. And it was looking
Not
even
looking good.
worse after the tee balls. Caleb about pulled off the Mongolian.
Well, no, basically I did.
Yeah.
Because those last, 4 or 5 holes, we basically pulled off the Mongolian
His ball was
reversal.
sitting on a side hill like this, and he hit.
Oh, I mean,
he
he couldn't
hit-
even stand.
You couldn't even see. He hit the 60 degree off the hosel
Yeah.
just to get it to roll through the rough.
It's kind of
And
like
it comes down,
like popped it
Right.
like that.
rolls in dead center like a putt. Unbelievable.
What a shot from the lad.
Yep.
That's funny.
Only way I'm gonna chip on it.
Yep. Yep. But no trophy came home with us. No red
Nah.
jacket until next year.
It's like good time though.
It was awesome.
All right,
I mean, fun.
show and tell.
Yep. Golf Channel's Brandel Chamblee on John Rahm's back 939. I'm going to put that down as one of the biggest collapses, chokes of the year, right up there with Rory McIlroy at the U.S. Open.
McIlroy is what's worse.
Way worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's not wrong.
He's
though.
not wrong. As much as I,
Pains me to say it.
yeah, Brandel's horrible to listen to. And I think my only problem with this is Brandel was finding joy in saying this.
Yes.
Because Brandel has been on John Rahm's case all freaking year.
And he hates live.
And also, too, it's like the Olympics isn't the place to do that. Right? John Rahm's not playing for money in this event. So why are we going to sit here and bash him and say biggest choke jobs of the year? Like, he's not competing as John Rahm. Like as he is on Live and the U.S. Open and things like that. He's competing for Spain.
Right.
So it's like, are we going to sit here if something happens in another sport and say it's a biggest choke job? Like if Noah Lyles didn't win yesterday by a forehead. I mean, because
Somebody would say it.
Yeah, like, yeah, but nah, I mean, not really. I mean, it's one of those, like the Olympics isn't really the games where you say that.
Right.
Because anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but
That's why they got to play the tournament, right?
that being said, a back 939 when everyone else is shooting low 30s,
It's bad.
it's bad.
Yeah.
So,
I honestly hate it for Rahm.
yeah,
But
terrible. Sucks.
I'll have to say, give his comments a birdie, but the context they're in is a shame.
Correct. Yes. Oh,
What's the best logo in golf?
you know, it's funny. We spent 30 minutes on our car ride talking about this on the way up there.
But
And
can
this-
you name all
this,
50 of them? I'm just-
Marion, Wingfoot, LA
like, hold
Country
on.
Club, Augusta, Kiowa, Cypress Point,
Oh, well. What's the best logo?
Harbor Links.
Sleepy Hollow,
Sleepy Hollow is a good one.
which is 23. I would say, I mean, Sleepy Hollow's up there for me.
What's
as
47?
Well as,
That's the Golden Gate Bridge.
is it Stonewall?
That one?
Who's the which club is it that has the cow? Like, I love that logo.
I would say my favorite logo, we talked about them before, but Tobacco Road.
Yeah, Tobacco Roads. That's what we kind of talked about was.
And I would say probably the only reason why it's not on this list is just because it's not thrown into this category of clubs.
Sorry, Caleb. You actually have to pick one from this list. You're
No,
not
I
allowed
gotta
to.
pick
I'm
nothing
just-
from
I'm
no
just kidding.
list.
Philly Crickets. I was gonna say Philly Cricket Clubs is a great logo. Which, funny enough, they're only allowed to use that logo on their member stuff. Which one is that? That's 27.
What's 21?
First-
Statue of Liberty.
Liberty National.
Liberty National. Pinehurst's logo is awesome. I mean, we talked about this, like how many courses have great logos. I'm not a big bird logo guy.
Depends on the bird.
Yeah, it depends on the bird.
I'm assuming 41's Quail Hollow.
Yes.
Yes, not a good logo.
What's 48? The mountains?
Desert
clue.
Mountain.
Oh, there you go. We could talk about this for a whole podcast. I mean, there's a lot of great logos out there. Tree Farm, great logo.
Yeah, it's actually, I tend to like the more simple
Yeah,
logos.
for sure.
But-
Paso Tiempos is hard to beat, though. That's a good logo. That's number 12, Miles. But good list. I mean, this is a great conversation. If you have a long car ride for a golf trip, it's a great conversation to have because we did this for a long time.
Yeah.
So, but Tobacco Roads is,
That's mine. I like it.
I mean, it's unbelievable how good that logo is. And it's not on this list, by the way.
right.
New PGA Tour announces that the Creator Classic will take place 4 p.m. on Wednesday of the Tour Championship week at East Lake. Early commitments include Do Perfect, the Brian Bros, Fat Prez, and Good Good. The event will be live streamed on ESPN Plus, Peacock, and YouTube. Foursomes TBA. Bryson, I'm waiting for my invite to the Creator Classic.
For some reason, I don't think it's in the mail.
Yeah, Bryson, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't plan on being there.
Yeah. We'll boycott it for you.
What happens if What happens if Good recruits him? He becomes a member of Good.
The questions we didn't know we needed to
I wanted
answer.
to ask you guys this before I give my opinions. What do you guys think about the PGA Tour doing this?
I think it's cool.
Yeah. I say it's honestly smart on their part.
It opens up to more viewers, probably.
It's the only way Wesley Bryan will make the Tour champ. Sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. He's a great golfer. We watched his video. Caleb wants to get a lab putter now because of it.
Yeah, basically.
No. I think it's awesome. It's cool. I'm going to go out and say this, though.
They're going to get tore up. by that
Barstool
golf
was freaking out because Barstool was like, dude, we've been reaching out to the PGA Tour like for a long time to do something like this, which they're the largest golf platform and things like that. And why do you think PGA Tour is doing this randomly just at this point, 2 months before the Tour Championship?
I don't know.
What just happened in the golf world that's the largest content video
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
Bryson
world?
and Trump.
Yeah.
Bryson and they can't let Bryson
Outshine them.
1,000%.
Right.
I mean, PGA Tour is late to the party, which like I'm glad they're finally
Doing it.
doing something different. But I mean, I think this is all a reaction based off of what Bryson's been doing. Now, why hasn't this happened before on the PGA Tour? Is because Bryson would not be able to do this kind of stuff as a PGA Tour member.
Right.
They own the media rights of all the players. Well, actually, it might be different now that the players are owners. I don't know.
No
Who
telling.
cares? But it's cool.
None of the players on tour have their own YouTube channels, do they?
Akshay. But like he's only allowed to put certain stuff up.
Right.
So I don't know. This is my golfers using aim point and then field players. I mean, that's a perfect description.
Yeah.
That's a perfect description.
100%. Flush.
Flush. This is elite comedy right here.
Can't make it up.
Nope. And
Dude's just
obviously they're
vibing.
both really good at what they do.
Right.
Just two different ways of doing it. But that's, I mean, how good is this? It makes perfect sense. Maybe I should start using aim point. I don't know.
I don't think it'd help me read a green.
When you're having to deal with like where the valley is and things like that, man,
You just got to trust your heart.
Jeez. No, my guy from Turkey, though, is elite.
He's trusting his
Dude's
heart.
51.
Yeah.
But then you had the girl from Japan as well that was like she did the same thing, hand in the pocket, just bam.
That's gangster.
Yeah, flush. This is funny.
Yep.
I like it. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast. And missing anything else? Nope, we're good. Next week. Yeah, probably. But like, comment, subscribe.
See you next week.
Peace.
Yep.